like Dave, everybody. Say hello once you get here. Welcome. It is, I got some lights coming in on my face. I thought I fixed those. I literally fixed those 30 seconds ago. They were fixed. That's how fast we're moving through the space-time continuum. Y'all, welcome to the 11-12 episode of Akashic Answers. With Emily, we get to jam together for the next 40, 50 minutes or so. Depends on y'all, actually. This is your show. I'm excited to share with you more about the Akashic Records. I actually got an epic download before we came on here together today, all about soul mission. If y'all want to talk about soul mission, we can talk about so many things. So like Renee, like Corey, like Dave, please say hello once you get here, especially if you are a first timer. Let me know. And community, make our first timers feel welcome. Those of you who are return timers, I just made that word up. Those of you who are already part of the Akashic family, thank you so much for being here. I love Wednesdays. I love that we get to hang out together. So here's what we're going to do for the next 40, 50 minutes. Like I said, it depends on y'all and your questions. We are going to jam in our Akashic Records together. I'm going to channel intelligence and insight for all of us. Based on your questions, we will also receive energy healing from the Akashic Records to help you embody this energy, not just have a great aha moment and experience in your head, to actually be able to take action steps to change your life with the information that comes in today. Welcome, Nadia. Give her a round. All right. So if you are a first timer like Nadia and you're introducing yourself, I will also introduce myself. I'm Emily Harrison, founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. I train visionaries, thought leaders, and difference makers across the planet how to exit the world of ordinary mind and tap into super conscious intelligence through their Akashic Records. Why do we want to do this? Well, first of all, it helps to understand the Akashic Records. So again, if you're new and you're following the breadcrumbs of your soul into this space, the records are definitely illuminating in your field for a purpose. They are, in my humble opinion, it's why I've aligned my entire life and my own mission is to returning this technology to the planet. Why? Because it is the most profound tool that assists us with self-knowledge. Okay? Here's our job. What's up, Steph? Here's our job on the planet. We're God consciousness, goddess consciousness. We incarnate into these human technologies to experience consciousness. This technology was designed so consciousness could know itself in a physical plane. So each one of us incarnate as unique aspects of the God personality. And we experience the whole gamut of the God mind from good to bad. And we collect data from our experiences. Okay. Once we wake up and we start recognizing that this is what's going on and that this data that we're collecting, this is our experience in life. We've got to start analyzing our own data, analyzing our own patterns to understand what effed us up along the way, because we all are experiencing the traumas, the separation, the sacrifice energies, the abandonment energies. Those are all energies that are part of the God mind, part of the God existence. And our job is to transmute those, to bring those back into their highest octave. Because we also have free will. Okay. Free will lets us exercise our own thoughts, our emotions, and actions here on the planet so that we can create ripple effects and learn. And the truth is, we learn more through our mistakes than we do through our successes. Can I get a hell yeah if you agree? All right. Although we're having all of this experience through consciousness that's only freaking half turned on, y'all. We actually have the ability to perceive beyond our own experience. And that's where the Akashic Records come in. Okay. This is the realm of consciousness that holds all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. Every single person on the planet has an Akashic record. Your pets have an Akashic record. Your house, locations also have Akashic records. The planet has an Akashic record. And when we tap into the Akashic record, we have access to the wisdom of our soul's journey forward and backward through time. My third eye just went. And here's the cool thing. Once we start getting the information from our soul's perspective, it all starts making sense. It all starts to make sense. Okay. Here's what it looked like for me. I experienced shit a lot of people experience. Okay. I was a young mom pulled between momming and my career. I'm a very career driven woman. I like to be in the mission. I like to be serving the planet. And oh my gosh, by the way, motherhood is an incredible way to serve the planet. Let me not underestimate that job. It's one of my biggest teachers. Okay. But I have also felt inspired to, get out there in the workforce. And so I felt that pull, and it created a conflict within me. It created a depression. It created an identity crisis within me. So I went to normal protocols, which is go to your doctor and you get pharmaceutical medication. I got depression medication. It took my body and my nervous system and my all over the place. It was not the solution I was looking for. However, at this point in my life, I had been meditating for 20 years. I loved every single bit of the quantum world. It was mystical. It was magical. It made sense to me. Let's hear it if that has been your path too. Give me an emoji or something in the comments. And so I knew about the Akashic Records. Once I learned how to read my own Akashic Records, I was able to understand how my soul was being pulled in this conflict. Okay. I was able to understand how generations of women are feeling that and what we need to do about it. And I started to make shifts and changes in my life. And it was awesome. I started to feel like I understood the dynamics of how the universe works. I was using a different part of my mind to process the world. Also, my imagination expanded, and what became possible for me to do in terms of what I thought was available for me life started to get inspiring again. Okay. So if you are feeling a similar energy in your own life, the Akashic Records are here to reveal what is unseen. All right. Once I learned how to read the Akashic Records and started shifting my life with it, what I learned how to do, to be honest with you, is to read records for other people. But here's the cool thing is that we can all do this. I'm going to do it for you today. Start lighting up my chat box here with with questions that you want to ask your Akashic Records. Anything from places where you are stuck to the future, to what the best timeline is for you, to a relationship you might have, to financial challenges, to the future of the planet. You can ask anything. The more specific, the better. And I promise you, as we go through this experience today, there is a bigger lesson, a bigger opportunity for us all to learn and grow here. This is like Jedi training that we get to come into together every Wednesday. And your guides, my guides, the guides of the people who are watching the replay have already all gotten together and orchestrated the intelligence that's going to come through today. And what I notice happens is that the intelligence builds on each other to the point of substantial activation. So you can get a lot of movement forward in areas of your life if you stay for the whole thing, if you track, if you, what do I mean by track? Meaning apply this to yourself, take what resonates, tweak what doesn't. Okay. It doesn't mean throw the baby out with the bathwater. It means take what resonates, tweak what doesn't for you. Because everyone's own higher self gets to speak through them, through the show today, through how you think about life differently. Okay. So that's how you can play along at the highest level, is ask really good questions, stay and open your heart. So we're going to dive in here together. Let me see if there's anything else I want to tell y'all before we begin. I will share with you at the end of this. I've got a present for you too, but I will share with you at the end of the broadcast today how everybody can do this. And here's why I think everybody should, because as you will also notice as we go through this experience today, the guides are going to communicate with me. I'm going to take the responsibility for translating and channeling the information through. But it's going to come through my perspective, my personality, my experiences in life. And you have your own set of those. So it's better if your information comes through your own set. Okay? All right. So before we get started here, let me just, again, thank you all so much. I see questions coming in. I love shows where we got questions. Let's all take a moment and just center ourselves. Oh yeah, 11:11 right there. Sit up nice and straight. I want you to adjust your posture, okay? I want the spine nice and erect so you can breathe. Breathe with me now. Deep breath in. Move your energy up the spine. There's a device called the crystalline tube of light. This is a plasma tube. This is ancient technology that as you are interacting with it right now, your own field, your own body chemistry is adjusting. Your subtle energy body is adjusting so that you receive intelligence from your innate, from your higher self, from your records today. All right? Who's ready to play? Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if you're ready to go. Holy crap, those are dirty. Okay, hang on one second. And there's not a lot of extra tail room on my shirt here to actually clean my glasses. One second. Okay. Carrie resembles that with the lights. I love it. All right. Ravina, what message do I need right now for where I am? All right. Everybody, I'm going to invite you to drop in. Open up your heart to receive this intelligence that's coming in from Ravina. The first thing the guides speak loud and clear is that you are enough. This is for everyone on the planet right now. You are enough. I want you to put one hand on heart, one hand on belly, everybody, and say that to yourself. I am okay, we're going to do it on a specific way. This is a cool reprogram that I learned. On the I am breath, we're going to breathe in. I am. Hold at the top. Tapping into your innate power, the I am energy. As you exhale, say enough. Enough. Okay, I am. Pause at the top, tap into your power. That's the point of zero resistance at the top of the breath. The I am statement puts you back in touch with your innate power. Good. Exhale. Enough. Third deep breath in. I am. Belly very big. Sip a little bit more air. Swallow saliva. Top hand drifts down to the bottom hand, to the belly. Palm over navel. Rub those hands gently in a clockwise motion. Think of something that you're grateful for. Okay, we just did some massive reprogramming there already. I got to take notes because I forget what we do. Just reprogrammed. I am enough. So good. Thank you, Ravina. Okay, so the guides do have a little bit more for you, Ravina. Also, this is for anybody that this message resonates with, meaning the guides are talking about a specific project or mission, we could call it, for you, Ravina, that it's time for you to step into. And for anybody who has something like that alive in your field, I promise you it is being activated today, being activated right here on our show. Okay? Miss Ravina, let me know if that resonated for you. And David says, I need to communicate with my wife. Yes, thank you. Wives need to get communicated with, and so do husbands. All right. Lots of programs being rewritten right now too around the masculine, feminine paradigms. The guides, first of all, want us all to know that this is one of the major fundamental issues that we get to balance right now on the planet. It goes all the way back to Atlantis and Lemuria, where the nature of the difference of those two societies looked like the Lemurian culture held connection to nature, where the Atlanteans wanted to forward technology. So if we had to break that down into the masculine and feminine, the Lemurians would have held the divine feminine energy, where the Atlanteans held the masculine energy. And we messed it all up then. We've been messing it up since then. Now we have the opportunity to fix it within our own interpersonal relationships and within ourselves. That's where all of the work gets to be done. Okay. So the first thing for anybody to notice that is if you're having poor communication with anybody in your life, in your inner circle, that's the cosmic mirror is in effect. So you're also being invited to look at how you communicate with yourself. Okay. And so many of us have hidden our own truths in corners and recesses of our mind because we feel like they're not acceptable or that we're not going to be accepted once we share what that is. And that's primal within each one of us. We're programmed to be part of the tribe. And if we get excommunicated from the tribe because the tribe think that we a dumbass or we a threat to the rest of the tribe, we get excommunicated. So what happens is we tend to hide those aspects of ourselves. Okay. So that'll be the first invitation is courage to know your own truth. All right. If anybody wants to experience courage to know your own truth, you can say yes in the comments now. And I'm going to bring in an activation. I'm using my tuning fork here. This is MetaVibe technology, Om frequency. Work by proxy on anybody who wants to experience this, activating the solar plexus energy right now for courage to know the truth, courage to see your own truth. Okay. Now, next steps, we've got to activate radical self-love because here's why, again, why we don't have courage to face our truth is judgment. Okay, I'm going to give you the cure for judgment. Trade judgment for curiosity. Anybody want to trade judgment for curiosity and see how that changes your life? What did the guide say that was the cure to? That was so good. All right, who can play it back for me? Because when I'm channeling, it's hard to rewind in real time. Oh, the cure. Oh, basically, it's the cure to lying to ourselves or not telling ourselves the full truth, right? Okay. Curiosity over judgment. Ooh, that's so good. The cure to lying to ourselves. Oh, and here's the other thing that's amazing about the Akashic Records. Once we all remember that we can tap into the Akashic Records and we live in a society where everybody taps in, there's no lying to each other. There's so much transparency because we all have access to the same information. It's pretty cool. Okay, so there's step one in terms of up-leveling your communication with your loved ones. Okay. The second thing that's coming into my mind right now is it's a 4-step process that I learned. And some of you might have learned this in other lineages, I'll say. I think it's, it's sort of like a nonviolent communication, family counseling kind of thing. Okay. And it blew my mind when I learned it. I wish that I would have learned this freaking back in kindergarten or at least junior high. All right. I was a full-blown adult when I learned this, and I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. So there are 4 steps to this ability to communicate difficult things, or you can use this in conflict resolution. Step 1 is here's what I'm noticing. And you frame it all in terms of your own experience and taking responsibility. So it's not, I'm noticing that you blah, 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 blah. It's noticing, I'm noticing that I'm feeling XYZ in this situation. Okay. Here's what I'm noticing. 2, here's why it's important for me to bring it to your attention. 3, here's what I'm doing about it. 4, here's how I'd like you to support me. Okay. I know it's clunky in the beginning. It feels like you're taking your notes from therapy class and trying to go have a conversation with your loved one. It's a little weird in the beginning. It's clunky. All right. Although This construct, this framework will create an environment for you to communicate and for you to stay calm too. All right. It's designed to help you stay calm, to help you stay in your truth so that the other person can receive in their truth. Okay. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen if that was helpful. So happy that you were here, Dave. Rock and roll. Regina said, I'm slowly getting there, still working on meditation. Even if you can just do 5 minutes a day, y'all, 5 minutes is better than 0 minutes. Okay? All right, Nadia says, I have been up and down in my journey. I need guidance with what my purpose is. Okay, yes. So the first thing, okay, so when it comes to purpose, our purpose here on the planet is just to be joyful. That's the highest purpose. And to learn to be joyful, to learn that we get to choose to be joyful, that we can choose to be free, to experience ourselves as God. And it's through joy. Joy is the navigation tool. That's, if you're always following your joy, you will have the highest potential experience of consciousness knowing itself, which is why we incarnate here. Okay. I did not take that path. Anybody take the path of constant joy? If so, I would love to meet you. I did not. All right. Why? A variety of reasons. But we go through our process of learning that we can choose joy. Joy is the navigation tool. If you do not have joy right now, it's very hard to see direction in your life or to see the right direction. Okay. Because joy is what's going to illuminate that. So if you feel stuck in the dark right now, examine how much joy frequency that you have. And let's see where we can bring in more joy. Okay. Yeah, no, it says, yes, difficult when you're dealing with your family that became defensive. Yup. Well, ain't none of it easy until it is, until we figure it out. All right, I'll go deeper into family dynamics. Okay. All right, so let's go specifically. Let's see what the guys have to say about. Actually, they want us to do a heart activation first. Heart and root chakra. We're going to activate the heart to feel more joy. And then we're going to activate the root chakra, so that we feel safe holding that joy. Okay. Safety. All right. So if you want to receive the activation of the heart chakra so that you can feel more joy, you can say yes now. Activating with the Om frequency. Om is primordial creation energy, by the way. Get those glasses up. Hardly, if the glasses are all the way up, so they're not sliding down my nose, they hit my eyelashes and it's uncomfortable. Yes, I see you, George. I see you. Viola, I see you. Yes. Good. Opening up the heart. Let that energy just radiate through the body right now. Yes, when we know better, we do better. I do anyway. Well, at least the 5th or 6th time I do better. I'll be honest. I usually know better several times before I actually do better. It's the old, you walk down the street, you fall in the hole. You walk down the street, you fall in the hole. You walk down the street, you see the hole, you fall in it. It's not till like 10 times down that, same path that you finally walk around the hole and you go a different road. That's me. Although I'm getting much better. Anybody else getting better? Let me hear you. Okay, we're going to move down into the root chakra right now. Root chakra is where we feel safety and security. We feel it financially, emotionally, physically. Okay. Every way that you can feel safe comes from your root chakra. And we can do some balancing on that right now. I am. Let's do the I am breath. I am. Hold at the top. Tap into your God presence there at the top. Good. Exhale. Safe. I am. Safe to experience joy. that feels good. I am. Hold at the top. Good. Safe to experience joy. Ooh, good one. Good activation, y'all. Okay. Let me go back. So now we're going to go into, I know the importance of choosing joy every day. Get some, Regina. Okay, let's go back into the family dynamic part of it now and see what the Akashic Records have to say for us when we're dealing with defensive family dynamics. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So it comes from pain and trauma, and it just triggers the defensiveness within us as well, because the DNA is connected, right? So doing exercises like this, where we take a step back, we do some conscious reprogramming, what's going to happen is we're going to have a higher level of compassion for ourselves, which is naturally going to give us a higher level of compassion for others as well. We've got to remember, when people act like a-holes or are acting out of alignment with their highest self, it's because it's a pain or a trauma response. Okay? We're inherently good. We are inherently good. Feel that. Okay? Our families are and the people close to us, they let us play in the cosmic mirror, which is, again, another technology that allows us to learn and grow. But since we are experiencing the world through what feels like separation, we look at them as separate from us and we feel like it's outside of ourselves. But really, what's happening is they are reflecting our deepest wounds as well. Okay? Here's the cool thing, though. Once you take a step back, you have more love and compassion for yourself, you're naturally going to start seeing them and others differently. Now, third eye, this is going to help us see differently. If you want to see differently, you can type yes in the comments. See yourself in the world differently. This information or those activations are definitely available right now through a 3-eye atlas. 3-eye, third eye, activate your higher level awareness. Let's go. All right, here's the caveat, though, with seeing the world differently. The guys are going, it's like you guys are saying one thing and they're just pulling the string, weaving it back for you. Oh, dang it. I just forgot what they were going to say too. Okay, hang on. Defensiveness, family, the cosmic mirror. Oh, crap. You're going to have to wait for it to come back. It will come back. Who remembers what I just said? Sometimes when you guys say, remember what you just heard, it triggers the last thing. Okay, so it's the family, it's the cosmic. Oh, yes. Thank you. We need the ability to course correct. Okay, so in order to see the world differently, there's a part of our ego that has to melt away. And we've got to be able to, I was wrong. And it's not about right or wrong. It's about, I now choose to adopt a different perspective. And I may choose to adopt an even different perspective in the future. It's about understanding the story that we created, where it got us, and then saying, do I want to choose that for where I'm going? And then we get to choose a new story, a new perspective, a new framing. Okay, makes sense? But in order to have access to a different choice, we've got to course correct. And that's okay. So with defensiveness, can be challenging because that's the inherent issue right there. Raw. Okay, that's where defensiveness comes up. It's directly related to an inability to course correct. Okay, inability to course correct is connected to giving ourselves permission to make a different decision, which ultimately is our freedom. That's how you take your freedom back. And if you can do it, Nadia, it's like you flip the switch in your DNA, making that more available to your family should they choose to take their freedom back as well. Aho. Okay. Good stuff. All right. How are we doing with time? All right. I want to share something with you guys. I shared with you. We're gonna keep jamming here for a little bit longer. But I do want to share with you how every single person on the planet can do this. All right. We've already talked about the crystalline tube of light. That is the invisible technology that every single person comes programmed with. It's more ancient than the Akashic Records itself. And it's under your directive. Okay. So, meaning as soon as you think about it, you're connecting with it. And what it does as a plasma technology, it works in a lattice structure based on you calling it forward. So calling it forward means that you bring awareness to it. Make sense? Okay. Every time you call it forward for a specific intention, that means there's an inquiry, a higher level inquiry that you have about your life. That piece of technology is going to come in and start rearranging your thoughts to answer the question. Okay. In essence, that's how it works. Okay. So when you start asking these questions, you're going to get answers back. It doesn't sound like this kind of communication as we're having right now. The communication is different. The communication will come in symbols that might look like images in your mind or colors. The symbols might be symbolic music lyrics. It might be energy that shoots into your body, that you feel it moving, and there's a symbolic connection for you, okay? But this is how the energy is going to come in your subtle energy body, in your imagination world, and inside of you. And your job is to pick it up, is to perceive what those messages are, all right? I have a training for you that will teach you how to turn on your intuition, your psychic senses. That's the perceiving of what those messages are, your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, so that it becomes a reliable source of wisdom for you in 30 seconds a day. Actually, I think it's freaking 15 seconds a day. Hang on, let me go to share screen for a second. Let me pull this up. Let's go to that one. There we go. Okay. Intuitive development. Developed intuition is the key to thinking differently so you can eliminate overthinking and second guessing, doubtful decision making, fear, and resistance. All right? This will teach you how to flex those muscles, those muscles of your subtle energy body, so that they can become a reliable source of wisdom for you. 15 seconds a day. Y'all got 15 seconds? Let's go. Let's use them wisely as possible. All right, I'm going to roll back through here and see what other questions that we have. We have fun guests in the house today. Check us out. All right. Questions. All right. Oh, my George. How to deal with isolated daughter, now adult, when no response in communication. All right. Whew, that's a good one. Isolation, abandonment. These have definitely been alive in the field. Let me see what the guides have to say. First of all, just grace, the energy of grace coming in, flooding our planet, all of us right now. For you, oh my George, as a dad and experiencing that separation. Imagine the world coming into a unity consciousness, the ability to perceive unity consciousness, the ability to see through the illusion, the Maya of separation. So that's the invitation. It's a very high level soul lesson to learn. All right. So anybody who is working with isolation or abandonment, it's one of the core soul wounds. And the lesson on the other side of that is recognizing that we aren't separate from anything. We source and resource the connection, the love, everything that we need from within. Okay. I am not very good. Oh, I shouldn't say I'm not very good at it. I'm okay at this. Right. I think every human on the planet will all go through our own lessons that help us learn more about our ability, our capability to source and resource all that we need from within. Okay. It does not ease the pain of that human. Hang on. It's supposed to ease the pain of the human separation, though. That's why we got to learn to hold the frequency. All right. Here's what I don't recommend, though. I do not recommend bypassing the pain. That's what the guides want me to speak on. Okay. Yes, the goal is that eventually we're going to get to this place where we hold the frequency of unity consciousness and we're no longer suffering from separation. Whether that's death, whether it's a breakup, whether it's estrangement. Okay. We're not there yet. Don't kid ourselves, because here's what happens if we kid ourselves. If we kid ourselves, then we do something called spiritual bypassing, where we're actually shoving the frequency of that discomfort in our bodies. We store it in the soft tissue of our body. Okay. And then we try to ignore it and think and force ourselves to not experience or process it. And you get all kinds of twisted. Okay. So here's what I recommend instead. Face and feel. Face and feel. When the emotion comes up, fucking let it rip. Cry. Your tears are so powerful. Your tears are crystallized intelligence. It's crystallized matter. Okay. Water, which is fluid and can change states so easily, that carries that information, the intelligence of whatever was stuck in your body out. You don't want to hold this in. Face and feel. It's going to last 90 seconds to, I don't know, some minutes. You might work through it a day or two. You do not have to stay stuck in these patterns or spend decades in therapy if you're comfortable facing your feelings. That's a whole nother thing right there. Okay. But that feels like the root of that, what's at that for you, George, and tap in and see how comfortable it feels to feel your feelings and to sit with your feelings and to be with them. Okay, the guides want to bring in an activation for the sacral. For anybody who feels like it's challenging to sit with your emotions, to be with your emotions, you can say yes and receive. The balancing of the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra, this is our sexual centers, our creative centers. It's also where we shove that unprocessed emotion a lot of times. Okay, emotion that we don't want to deal with. We're just releasing that gently here together today. Cool. George says, nobody being conscious of our thoughts that create the reactions and the projections. Yes. Everything starts from our thoughts. That's the most subtle energy that we as humans have access to when it comes to creation. It's the finest form of creation. It's the most subtle frequency. Okay. And we definitely need to get better at monitoring our thoughts. I think that'll be we got more time. We'll keep hanging out. I won't run off. We got a little more time. All right. So we will definitely activate here. Hang on. Let me go back. Oh, yes. We're going to activate an ability to notice our thoughts. Here's why. Okay. We're going to work in these higher chakras. I think the crown might be the only one we haven't activated yet today. Y'all got the rainbow today. Aren't you lucky? All the stargates activated today. All right, so let's get up in the crown chakra here. Let's see what the guides want to bring in. Okay, so yeah, opening up awareness for us actually to perceive our own thoughts. On average, the human has between 12 and 60,000 thoughts per day. On average, 90% of those thoughts are negative. 80% of those thoughts are the same thoughts you had yesterday, so they're on repeat. You're looping on these thoughts. And 95 to 99% of those thoughts are subconscious, so you don't even realize that you're thinking them. Okay? So that's why we need to activate the higher frequencies of the thought realm so that we can perceive with a higher level of clarity. Okay? You are welcome. All right. You guys, this has been an awesome show. I am so grateful that you have all joined me here. Nadia says, yes, I do this process. It can be painful at the time, but we get over it. Yes, time definitely helps us. Who's feeling lighter after being here today? This has been a fun show. All right, just a reminder, very special present for you. If you are ready to take your consciousness to the next step, you're ready to train, get in here inside of my classroom. This is a free intuitive development training that will teach you how to activate your 4 main clairsenses so that they become a reliable source of wisdom for you. All right, let's say it together one more time. We are inherently good. Y'all, if this broadcast has served you, please share this out. I've had a wonderful time being here with you here today, and I will see you back here again next week.
The Akashic Records hold all information, past, present, and future, and are available to assist you now.
Do you seek answers within yourself but don't know if you can trust your intuition? Do you desire positive change in life but feel unsupported by others? Do you suffer from failure to execute but have hit your point of enough? Not only have I been there, but I have found my way out, and so can you. The Akashic Records are your key to understanding any area of stagnation and hold solutions to your greatest challenges. My mission is to teach you everything I know about the Akashic Records, how to use them with mastery, while always staying in beginner's mind, which will keep you humble yet powerful. It's all within you. Come, let me show you.
What have I gained from the Akashic Records? Reading the Akashic Records has strengthened and deepened my intuition, and at the same time allowed me to build a deeper connection with the inner wisdom of my gut and my heart in order to be able to support and challenge the decisions that I've made in my head.
Learning to read the Akashic Records helped me to cultivate the courage and the knowledge to start a new business. It helped guidance become clearer. It helped me become more confident for my entire life moving forward.